So many powerful speakers at Caribbean Week of Agriculture, really high-powered speakers at the Breezes Resort here in Nassau, Bahamas, including the Secretary General of CARICOM and the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, all on hand. But first, let's check out what Cardi had to say as it opened the ceremony, along with some music from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, we are pleased to join with other agencies of the Secretariat of the Alliance and the Government of the Bahamas to host the 17th edition of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture. The theme this year, Accelerating Vision 25 by 2025, is indeed very relevant to the regional context, as it succinctly underpins the urgency with which our food systems must be transformed. And why? Because one, our food import bill is still estimated at around $6 billion annually. Two, in early 2023, food price increase varied between 66.7% and 4.2% for countries in CARICOM, this impacting the affordability of food among citizens, especially those with the lower incomes. And three, 52% of the English-speaking Caribbean is reported to be moderately to severely food insecure. The lingering impacts of the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic and of course the Russia-Ukraine conflict which is still going on, in particular, coupled with our vulnerability to climate-related hazards, have negatively impacted the sector's contribution to food and nutrition security, wealth creation, and employment. With a population of over 16 million, an abundance of natural resources, a favorable climate, and human capital which directly supports the production of healthy, wholesome food, it is really unacceptable that this region remains one of the most food dependent in the world, with also a high prevalence of non-communicable diseases. The burden of these NCDs, as we call it, is not only inextricably linked to the food we eat, but has also been responsible for hindering our progress towards achieving sustainable development. And this is why we need to support and advance the 25 by 2025 agenda to produce our own wholesome food. And this agenda can only be successful if we adopt a whole-of-community approach. We need to remove this notion about insularity. Yes, of course, there are some national interests, which is understandable,